Hey, what up, everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is EverQuest Project 1999. And today we are on the green server, on the level, probably 33 is what I would guess, around 33-ish. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was 33 in this one. This is Splitpaw, the entrance of Splitpaw. We're gonna be pulling Splitpaw for the first time in a full group, maybe full, close to full. Pretty cool. This was the a Sunday session with Trey. We headed towards Splitpaw that day and just happened to get into a group. Shout out to Dangles, Dangles the cleric. He, I don't know if we contacted him or he contacted us. Probably he contacted us and had said, "Hey, you want to join a group?" I'm like, "Yeah, if you got room for two." He's like, "We do." So we ended up joining up. We staged outside of Splitpaw. We fought out there for a second while everybody got there. I have that recorded, but it's all dark and stuff. I don't know what you got. I know how it goes, man. If it's dark, you don't want to watch it. I get it. But I think I figured that out. Hey, if you're out there and your videos look dark, try going to the options. Just the other day, so you haven't seen it yet on my channel, so don't think like, oh, I figured it out. Oh, by the way, the audio, there's always something wrong with my videos, y'all. I'll get it right one day. The audio was not working. I don't know what happened here. You just have to listen to the beautiful voice of Sinnycool instead of hearing the game. I'm sorry. But we do, the next video, I do Splitpaw again with Trey, and I think the audio is working there. But for this one, you're just going to have to listen to my voice and watch as I play, but with no sound. I don't know why it did that. Um, Always something wrong. I got the framing right this time. It's not super dark, but the audio didn't work, so it's always something. Uh, but what was I saying? Oh, the brightness thing. Go to your options and then just look at your gamma. Look at your gamma. Mine was on 100%, right? But I think there was an update. There was an update at some point. So what you have to do, what I did was turn it down and then turn it back up. Stupid, and it made it so much brighter. It's crazy. Like it was all the way to 100%, but it didn't register it or something. And then as soon as I like messed with the slider, it made it way brighter. So try that if you're having trouble with your brightness. Even if you're just playing the game, if you're not making videos, like if you want it to be brighter, try messing with the gamma. Even if it's already on 100%, like turn it down, then turn it back up because it looks way better for me now. Um, but yeah, here we are at Splitpaw. I guess this is where you sit. This is where they sat, and I just, I think there's a room where there's nothing that spawns that me and Trey did the next time. I think I don't know if it's a better place to sit, but nothing will spawn on top of you. But they wanted to sit there, and that's kind of more closer to the action, so I think either way is fine. But a couple things will spawn on you. This is like the first doors that you open, and this was my first time seeing past these doors. This is my first time in Splitpaw at all, and I'm pulling it as a Shadow Knight. But the group composition is me, the Shadow Knight, 33. We got Trey, the Magician. I think he was around 35-ish, 34, 35 here. Um, we got Dangles, the Cleric. I think he was around my level, maybe a level higher. Then you got Need Heal, who's obviously a rogue. And yeah, he did need heal. Twitty, I think Twitty, what was Twitty? Twitty was something, I can't remember. I guess we'll see. We did have, oh, there he is. He's a Necro. It was a Necromancer. He left the group, not early, but he just left the group first, and I kind of forgot what he was. But Necromancer, which is pretty cool. But through this first set of doors, there's three of them, and then there's a bridge over top of them with stuff up there. So I was a little bit worried about pulling it. There's like one to the left that you can't see, like hiding around the corner of the door. Right as soon as you open the door, go straight to the. There's one hiding in the corner right there. There you can see him. The Nishmash Knoll, which is a healer. So that's already like, uh-oh. If they all come, we got a healer. And then there's one to the right that you can kind of see. And then there's a bridge on top of them where sometimes a pather will be. And if he's like pathing at the wrong spot, you can get him too. So you can end up getting four of them. I think potentially you could end up getting like seven if you really screw it up. Like if the pather is in the wrong spot and you pull at the wrong time. But don't let that like worry you too much. Like most of the time you're only going to get three. But that time they lulled or something and we only got one just to try to break it. It was our first time heading through those doors. Um, But yeah, the brightness thing, like, I'm getting there, y'all. I'm getting there. This time it's the audio, but the framing, what happens with that is when I do, sometimes I'm doing live commentary and sometimes I recorded footage and then I'm doing post commentary. Well, when I do the post commentary, I record like it's like a media recording. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm rewatching my own video and recording it and then laying the voiceover on top of it. So I'm just rewatching myself playing the game right here. So it's like a different window than when I play the game and record it live. So when I play the game and record it live, it's a different size or something. So I have to resize it. And then when I do the media thing where I'm rewatching something I already recorded and then doing the voiceover, like it's a different size, so I have to like shrink it down or so it's different sizes. So if I don't fix it every single time when I switch back and forth, then sometimes it's a little bit zoomed in. It's not crazy. Like I know it wasn't that bad, but somebody did complain in the comments. But I totally understand. I hated it too. I hate when that happens. But this time it should be better. I fixed it, I think. But you never know, because when I'm recording, I have to. Another thing, like all the lagginess, I kind of fix that too. I hope here. Um, uh, when I have OBS up, normally I'll like have OBS up, and then I will also have the media recording up on top of that, like minimize just a little bit so I can click between the two. And when I do that, it lags the video for some reason. So now I minimize OBS. I really don't need it. Once I hit record, I really don't need it. I can just minimize it. Sometimes I want to like make sure it's recording, so I'll check on it. And that seemed to help with the lag. But overall, I think recording live commentary is way better because, but it's just hard, dude. When you're in a group and you're thinking like I'm pooling, I'm tanking, I've got to keep track of all these people and whatever they're saying. You know what I mean? Like there's 3 different mobs. Like I got to switch between them and taunt and make sure people aren't dying. Like there's so much going on. It's hard to like also do commentary for a YouTube video. So sometimes when I'm like in a group in a dungeon, I don't want to do live commentary. I'd rather record it, concentrate fully on the group and be a good group member, and then rewatch it later and do the video. We got Need Heal here, and we got a Necromancer pet. We got me as the tank. I was trying to tank. Here's the deal. You're going to see in this video, a lot of the time, I'm not going to have aggro. The rogue is going to be taking aggro. The rogue was level 36 or 37. I was level 33. I didn't have like a haste item yet. Like my gear's okay, but it's not like amazing or anything. So if he's a 36, 37 rogue with amazing gear, I don't really feel bad if he's getting aggro. You know what I mean? Like he's got to do him. You know, rogues have things they can do to help you keep aggro, and that's part of their job. So I don't, no big deal. If he wants to, like, it's up to him really. Like I'm doing the best I can. I don't know. Am I doing the best I can? Like it's the first time I tanked really for a group, so I was trying basically. I was taunting. I was casting spells. If anybody got aggro, I would go over and try to get the aggro onto me. The guy's really trying, but he also has to try too, basically. And me, this being my first time, and being 3-4 levels lower than him, and I said that in the group. I'm like, hey, I'm level 33. Hey, I've never pulled this place before. Hey, I was saying things, so you would think he would try even harder to. But it is what it is. If he wants to take damage, he wants to take damage. Like I can't. There's the room, by the way, that's like empty that you could do right there. I don't know. I'm all over the place like always. But as far as Splitpaw goes, when you enter, there's like 2 spawns there, and they're pretty low level, like the lowest level in the whole zone. Then you go a little bit further in. There's 2 more, and then you'll find that there's a way you can go right or you can go left. If you go right, there's a room on the right that is empty. That's a good spot to sit and pool to. And then there's a room on the left that has just 1 in it. Sometimes there'll be like a null sitting in between those 2 rooms too. Those are both single pools. And then if you go to the left and don't go into that little nook, that's where we are. And there's like 3 or 4 that spawn right around here. They're all single pools though. There's probably 3 that are single pools, and there's 2 that stand by that door, the double door. And then when you open the double door, there's 3 that stand in there that you saw. Okay, so here's the front. And that's just you know how these dungeons always have a pet standing at the front of the zone? Like that's not real. That's just a fake pet. I don't know what's up with that. Let me know in the comments though why there's always a pet. Like Lower Guck, there's always some pet standing at the front of the zone that's really not there. I think Mistmore even has a pet standing at the front of the zone that's not even there. Now Splitpaw has one that's not even there. Like let me know what's up with that. Like even if a GM is watching, like telling like why is there always a pet standing at the front of the zone? Like what's up with that? In dungeons. But right now I'm just learning to pull it. I don't even know like where everything spawns. I'm just trying to get the lay of the land and see what I can do here. But eventually I do learn how to pull it pretty good, I would say. Like, well, I don't want to like give up any. That's the problem with doing like post commentary. I already know everything that happens, and I'm trying not to like spoil stuff. But here, where's that at? There's a door. Where's that door? Oh, that's inside, huh? Where was that? Hmm. So there's a door in there. But once you go past the double doors, so you go past the double doors, there's 3 in there. There's a bridge over top of you. There's a pather on the bridge. And you can jump up onto that bridge. I don't know if anybody knew that I was doing that in the group until I died. Oops, spoilers. I do die in this video. But you can jump up onto the bridge. Like, I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but there's like a way you can get up there. And I was doing that and pulling off the bridge. And then if you go straight in there, there's another door, I think. You go through the door, then there's like another bridge. But the bridge isn't over top of you. You can like actually go onto it. And I was kind of scared of all the bridges because I was reading about Splitpaw before I did this. And it was always talking about like, hey, don't pull from the bridge because then you'll make a big train. But that never really happened. But I think what they were talking about is like what I was saying earlier. Like if the pather is walking across the bridge while you're pulling the 3 right past these double doors, that it can get pretty hairy. I have like 2 hours of footage here. I don't know how much I'm going to show of this, especially with the audio being messed up. But definitely show you a few rounds of me pulling and then like skip ahead a little bit to where I die and then skip ahead a little bit because I do go pretty deep in there. Like you could just pull stuff from out the front of the zone and then just go into the doors a little bit, and that's almost enough for a group because you got the 2 at the front, 2 more right after that. You got like 2 in the little nook. You got 3 that are solo pulls before the door, maybe even 4. And you got 2 at the door. That's 11 or 12. And then you got 3 inside the door you can pull. That's like 15. Like, how much more do you need on like a 22-minute spawn? I think it's 22 minutes. But here's the bridge. So this is further in. There's one that spawns like right there. You see it? So you got to get that guy first before you go grabbing stuff from across the bridge. We got a Nishmosh Knoll. That's a caster. I don't know what kind of... I think it's like a druid, maybe. It's definitely a healer. Oh, and then me being an ogre, just getting stuck on everything. I really need to get some shrink pots. I still haven't got them. But since this video, I've got, like, sew pots, bones, weight reduction bags, silver chitin hand wraps, you know, etc. But pulling that dude, he's just a single pull after you get through that first little room. He's, like, right before the bridge. Pretty cool. Oh, as far as the last video goes as well, like I showed y'all the Misty Thicket guards. This is my first time doing the Misty Thicket guard, so I'm not an expert or anything like that. It's just because people were saying I can pull from the gate. Like I was pulling Lou and Felp, which is like one in the tower and one on the ramp of the wall. And then I was making it a dad camp, though. Like, the whole idea of the video was that it was a dad camp. I think if you pull the gate, it's not quite a... It's more of an active. Dad camp doesn't mean active, kill as many as you can. You know, dad camp means kill a couple and then have a big AFK. Kill a couple, have an AFK. Be safe. Don't have to worry. Like, I could... As far as my Misty Thicket video, the last one I did, you could... go AFK for 4 hours, and it would still be the same camp. If you do the gate, there's 3 of them at the gate. So you have to, and they're all linked. So you have to break them. So that means you really have to pay attention. And then if you're going to add more to that, like, You know, you really have to like be there. You have to come back as soon as the timer goes off. You have to be there, which is mostly what you're doing when you're doing a dad camp. But mine was what I think of as a dad camp is like super safe, consistent. You don't have to be right away, right back at the timer if you don't want to be. Like, I don't know. So I just feel like the gate. There's 3 guards. The reason I didn't do the gate in the first place is because when I was reading about Misty Thicket, it felt like to me like a couple of those were super cops. And but if they're not, they're not. I haven't tried them yet. But like they have super high magic resistance, super high HP. They hit really hard. You know what I'm talking about? Like in Kelethin, the ones standing at the bottom are super cops. If you go up into the city, those aren't. So in my eyes, if they're standing at the gate, they're probably super cops, and if they're off to the side, they're probably not. But maybe I'm wrong, and people were saying I was wrong, and you can do the ones at the gate. So I might try that, but I will try that when I have time to actively play the game without having to step away, without having to go AFK for a while. That's not really a dad camp to me. If you have to break something and make sure you're back at a certain time, or else you're gonna have to break it again. I mean, it can be if you set a timer and you're back. It's just less of a dad camp. It's a semi-dad camp, I would say, if you do the gate. But I'm going to try it, for real. I'm going to try the Budo and the other guy, too. I think I'm going to try that as well, the other tower. The Budo was hitting me freaking hard, like 150 damage. I don't know if that's doable, or maybe I'm just tripping. But yeah, I'd patrol to the front of the zone here in Splitpaw. You know, I'm trying to get myself a route. That's usually what you're doing when you're tanking, when you're pulling. Really fun to pull, man. It's fun to pull. It's fun to tank. It's more fun to pull than it is to tank, but just cool things in this game that you don't really find in other games out there. Like if you're playing like Sequiden 2 right now or something, which Trey was excited about, I really want to try that game. But if you're playing like a other kind of RPG, you're not really pulling. You're not pulling to a group. If you're playing like a different class or whatever, you're not ever pulling. If you're a whatever, a cleric, you're not pulling. If you're a rogue, you might be pulling if you're a rogue, but pulling's fun. Something that doesn't happen in every game, basically. I don't know what I'm saying, but pulling is fun because it's not just about going out and getting things for the group. I'm going deeper into the dungeon where it's not as safe. You know, I could die. I could pull a million things to the group and wipe the whole group. I could consistently pull one at a time and be an awesome tank. I could consistently pull 2 or 3 at a time and be an awesome puller. Like there's so many. Then you got to keep track of like, okay, I pulled this one first, and then I pulled that one, and then I pulled that one, and then I pulled this one. You got to make yourself a little route. You got to know your timers. Like, okay, I killed that one first, and it's on a 22-minute timer, and then I killed this one next, and then this one next, and I broke these 2. We fought these 3. We killed this one first, and then this one, and then that one. Next time around, I want to make sure I get one at a time instead of all 3. It's a whole thing. And then, like, you kill a certain amount, and then you're looking for more. You're going deeper and deeper into the dungeon. Ooh, looks like I feigned death there. What happened? Let's see. Something happened. Let's go back a little bit. I want to watch this. Killing a Teshmosh Knoll. They drop, like, they drop Splitpaw stuff, like Splitpaw hide gloves, and I think there might be a full set of Splitpaw hide stuff. Then they drop fine steel. They drop some whips. It's pretty good. But I want to see what happens here, because I definitely had to feign death. I hope I didn't go back too far. But, you know, I checked the front of the zone, because there's 2 up here. I kind of want to, you know, always be pulling those, even though they're lower level. There's 2 there that spawn. There's this little nook over here. One spawns there, one spawns there. That's the safe area. That's why that guy's sitting in there. All right, let's see. They say go for it. They said go for it. So I'm going for it. So I don't know what I'm going for. I think I'm pulling the bridge. So we're going through the door. I think I was being a little bit too cautious. Like I probably could have pulled way more stuff back to the group. But also I had to feign death a couple times, so it's up to me, you know, to pull however many I think I can get back to the group, and the group won't die, or people won't die in the group, you know? So we got 2 up. There's a pet, so there's at least 3 things coming. Pulling with the engulfing darkness, I think that's a good idea. That way, you know, one gets there faster than the others, and then we can. Oh, I got stuck. That's what it was. I'm stuck. I think the door opened on me or something, and I don't know. It was weird. So I'm stuck there. I can't move, and everything's attacking me. So I decided to feign death. And once the door closes, I think I'm unstuck. But I feigned death anyway. Somebody said, I've been camping here, and our puller caused an army to rise up like Lord of the Rings. Well, I was trying not to do that. Looks like I got feign death off, though. That's kind of tough when you got a caster. Feign death is not as easy as some people probably think. If you've never used feign death before, it's not just like a get out of jail free card for sure. You know, sometimes it doesn't work. Let's say you have 3 things on you, and you feign death. Sometimes it just doesn't work, and if they continue to hit you, you got to know to hurry up and hit sit. Even though you're laying down, you hit sit to stand back up. And you got to notice that as soon as possible, because the longer you lay there and get hit, probably for max damage, the worse. And then your feign death doesn't come back right away. You can't just like spam it. So let's say 3 things are on you, you feign death, it fails. And you got to notice quickly, very quickly, that it failed, which is not always very noticeable because unless you like, I don't know. Sometimes it says you fall to the ground, sometimes it doesn't. I swear. So it's not always just going to say you fall to the ground and you know that it failed. Like sometimes it doesn't say that and it fails. So you cast feign death, it fails, things are hitting you. You got to notice that quickly, and then you got to stand back up, and then usually you just run because you can't feign death again for global cooldown. So another thing is you got to choose when to feign death. If you want to leave a little bit of like leeway in case it does fail, so you can try to do it again. So you don't necessarily want to feign death when you have like 20% HP left. You kind of want to do almost like 40%. That way you have a chance to try it again before you die if it fails. But let's say it does work and you got 3 things on you. It does work. Well, now you got to wait for them to walk away. And then you got to actually lay there for a little bit longer than you would think. And then you stand up and they could immediately rush back at you. Like it doesn't always wipe their memory clean of you, you know? So the longer you lay there, I think the better the chance that they'll forget about you. But if you're in a group and you're pulling and stuff, you don't want to lay there forever. So, so sometimes you'll stand up and they'll all just rush back at you. Like it worked, but it didn't work fully. And then sometimes you stand up and everything's cool. They don't come back at all, and you can try again or whatever. Go back to your group, get healed up, go try again, whatever you want to do. Then there's times where you feign death, but there's a caster in the group of things that you pulled. And that's the worst. Because you could feign death, it works, but the one thing was already casting. One of the things in the pack of things you're feign deathing from is a caster, and they were already casting when you feign death. So then they blast you while you're laying on the ground, and then it stands you back up. So now you failed your feign death because it blasted you. Like you feigned death at the wrong time. So it technically worked, but the thing was still casting. It's not going to stop mid-cast. So boom, you get hit with the blast, and it fails now. So you got to really time your feign death. When there's casters, you got to really time it. Like as soon as you get blasted, then you feign death. Like act like that blast like knocked you to the ground, basically. You know what I mean? So they cast, boom, they hit you, fall over. That's how it should go. But then there's times where you got 3 of them on you and they're all casters. Now you're effed. There's no way. You're dead. You're probably dead because they're all going to cast at different times. There's no way you're going to time it perfectly. Then it could just fail anyway. When you have like 3 casters on you and you're trying to feign death, there's probably like a freaking 5% chance you'll get it to work right. Unless you like do it before they even get to you, before they can even cast on you maybe. But if they're on top of you and they're casting, you're pretty much dead. So you will see. You shall see. But yeah, I'm trying to tank here. It's not even you see me slamming, taunting. Somebody said to cast Disease Cloud. I do need some help in the comments with what's the best aggro generation spells that I could cast in what order. Like if I need to do snap aggro. You see me jumping up onto the bridge? I think it's the first time I tried it. So it takes a minute, but you can get up there. Like don't let it dissuade you. Like if you can't get up there in your first jump. You have to jump a few times, then you can get up there. I don't know if you're a halfling or a gnome. I don't know if you can get up there, but my ogre can get up there. It just takes a couple jumps. So things will path across that bridge, and sometimes when you're pulling that first room, they'll add on. But we got like an enchanter null here. It's another thing that the wiki said was that in Splitpaw they have like one of every class. I think I'm stuck again. What's going on? I couldn't get through there. Luckily I have a ton of HP and AC and stuff. Like stuff has to really be beating the crap out of me for a while. Or be way higher level than me. This time I got the aggro, but he's just now jumping in. He's still hiding. Looks like he's waiting this time. There he goes. So, you know, it's not totally up to the tank to keep aggro. If you got a rogue, they have abilities to where they can disengage or evade or whatever. And it seems like he wasn't really trying to do that, but it's cool. I'm not saying he did anything wrong. You know, and I'm trying too. So I think it was a combination of me not tanking so much, so I don't know exactly all the snap aggro spells to cast at what times. So I might have been pushing buttons in the wrong order. Oh, here we get a little train. I think something happened with Trey's pet to where it got a little aggro on it. A little like something happened here where we got multiples. They came running through the door. Let's go check it. Let's check it out because I want to see exactly what happened here. Like, where's his pet and all this? I want to check the recording too. Oops. Hold on a sec, y'all. Alright, seems like we're good. Should get, hold on, let me go back a little bit because it likes to lag when I bring up OBS. It's going to lag for a second. Let's get this train. Alright. I want to see this train happen. Alright, I think it's right here. So we're fighting this thing, and then I think a train comes running through the door. And I kind of want to see why that happens. Trey said his pet got out of control, and I just want to see like how it there it goes. So his pet goes running on. Oh no, there it is. So when's it happen? All right, I go through the doors. Oh, this is where I'm jumping up on the bridge. Oh, maybe I targeted the one. Maybe I target this one. And oh yeah, that's what happens because there's 3 in there, and 3 come running out. So I target this one. And then when I go up here and get aggro, I just get aggro because it sees me. I don't really target it. And then I run out with, and my target's still the guy from the other. Oh, I see. So it's partially my fault for sure. So he just sees me. I don't target him or anything, and I just go running because I don't want to get like rooted or anything like that. And then like I get stuck or something here. I think I lagged out actually. Look at that. What's going on? So then I just run out the door. I'm kind of panicking. So his pet is not on the right, is on the one that I targeted in there. So it goes running in. Ah, I see. Oh well, it wasn't too bad. There's only 3 of them. But the pet's like past the doors right now. Trey's probably freaking out, like, where's my pet? Uh-oh. I've been there. If you have a pet, if you ever played a pet class and you all of a sudden can't see where your pet is in a dungeon, that's so freaky. You're like, oh no. I remember one time in Runny Eye, might have got it on video. We was doing Runny Eye and I was pulling like Sludge Dankpaw or something, and my pet just, instead of like going underwater and through the tunnel, it like went all the way around like went through a bunch of doors. But here's those 3. It's not too bad. It's kind of a good pull, actually. Instead of me being a little chicken shit and not pulling them like we got it pulled. I'm on the healer. It's on Trace. Of course, I'm trying to get the aggro off of him. You know, taunt. Anytime I saw anybody's health bar going down, I would just, you know, turn, look at him, see if anything was on him or not. And then if there was, I would try to get it back onto me. That's what I think a tank should have pretty much everything hitting them. You know, maybe not 24/7, 100% of the time, but you're trying. Like, you try your best to get everything to hit you. It's a little bit of a, it's hard though. It's like a, you know, you want to be everybody focusing down one enemy, but sometimes as a tank you have to switch targets to go get aggro off of somebody, and then you're hoping that the people stay on the original target and they don't come running to the same. Yeah, like, you don't always have to be hitting the same thing I'm hitting. Like, it's kind of, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, if there's 3 of them, once again, and, you know, I'm standing there and all 3 of them are hitting me, I pick one, like a healer or a caster. I pick the, you know, to kill first. So we're all hitting that one, but somehow, like, somebody gets aggro. Like, maybe the healer does a big heal, and then one of the other 3 that we're not targeting runs over to the healer. I'm still fighting the original target. The other one's still on me, but the one runs over to the healer and starts beating on the healer, right? So I'm looking. First of all, I don't see that one anymore. I'm like, oh, where is it now? It was just beating on me. Second of all, I see the healer's HP going down. I'm like, uh-oh. So I turn to look at the healer. I see the other Knoll beating on the healer. So I have to run over there and save the healer. So I'm going to run over there and I'm going to, you know, taunt and try to get some snap aggro. But that doesn't mean like everybody in the group should switch to that target. I'm just trying to get that thing back onto me. You know, the rest of the group should stay on the original target, kill it, because that'd be way cooler than like everybody switching to the one that's on the cleric. I mean, depends, I guess. If the cleric's about to die, yeah, everybody switch to that one and try to get it off of him. But the cleric still has like 50%. Then just like give me a chance to get all the to taunt and get the aggro, get it back onto me, and everybody else stay on the original target. Because if you kill that, it'll make everything better. Because then we can just fight the one that was on the cleric next. But it's like, it's hard. I don't know. It's hard as a tank to, like, everybody's assisting off of you. So you choose, like, what to fight first. But then you also have to, like, switch targets to get stuff off of people when they get aggro. But you hope that everybody's not switching targets with you, but you never know. Because once I would get the aggro off the cleric and the thing back onto me fully, I'd probably switch back to the original target and, you know, help finish it off. Some of these weren't giving us experience. It's because a couple people in the group are a little bit higher level. So I guess some of the, like, front entrance, no, there's like one knoll right where we're camping that's a little bit lower level, and then the 2 by the zone line are a little bit lower level too. But just doing my little route, checking my rooms. I don't know, I check that room every time, but it's empty, and I didn't know that at the time. Now I do, so I would probably never check that room if I was going to pull this again. The one to the right that I said is a good place to sit. I probably wouldn't even look in there if I was pulling. I was wasting time looking in there. But here's the front too. So I keep those in my rotation. I'm going to pull them, even though they're lower level. I still like to pull. Because, I don't know, you still get experience off them, and it's just part of my little rotation I was doing. 2 at the front, then there's 2 right after that, and then there's the little place where you can sit where nothing is, and across from that there's one in there, and then outside of that, those 2 rooms, there's one there, and then right where we're sitting, 2 or 3 pop there, and then there's 2 that stand by the door. Then once you kill all of those, that's when you would go through the doors. There's 3 in there. 1 paths across the top of the bridge, and then there's 3 in the room. If you go up on the bridge, the ones that Trey pulled with this pet that I targeted, there's 3 in that room too. So there's a couple 3 pulls you got to do if you're going to go past the doors. If you don't go past the doors, there's only 2 pulls, and it's like, if you have a full group, of course you can handle 2. But if you go past the doors, you start to get into 3 pull territory. Like, as soon as you go through the doors, you have to pull 3. You're going to have 3, or unless you do some sort of, like, crowd control or, you know, harmony lull or something like that. But then up on top of the bridge there, if you go to the right, there's 3 in that room. If you go to the left, there's a long hallway that leads down to a door. There's a bunch of single pools to the left, so I'd recommend like going to the left first probably instead of pulling that room with 3 in it. I don't know. If I had this all over to do again, I'd probably pull the 2 from the front, then the next 2 that are in the net, yeah, and then I'd pull everything outside of these doors first. Then once we killed everything outside of these doors, I would go in the doors. We'd have to break those 3. So I'd want to break them so I could pull them single the next time. Then I would probably go through the doors and kill that. There's one right on the other side of that door if you could just go straight. Then there's one hanging out by the bridge before you go across the bridge. I'd probably pull that one next. And then I'd pull the 2 from across the bridge. Then I would jump up on the bridge the next time, go to the left. And there's a bunch of little single pools. There's also a path through those, so you got to be careful. Like, there's probably like 4 single pools that are, sporadically spaced out. But there's a path or 2 that walks all the way up and down the hallway, so you could get 2 or 3 if he's in the wrong spot. But, he's the one that paths over on top of the bridge, so you can get him. If you can get him first, then you don't have to worry about him. There's one that stands right there. That's one of the 3 from this room as soon as you go through the doors. Wasn't too bad. I thought I did a pretty good job, everything considered. Me being lower level than pretty much everybody in the group. Me never being here ever before. And then me, I think this is the first time I've pulled for a full group as well, since way back in the day. I think I pulled, I'm pretty sure. Like, I pulled a couple times with my Necro, but it was like in a trio or a duo. As far as a full group goes, I don't think I've pulled since way back in the day on my Warrior. It's really fun, though. I super recommend it. It's one of the funnest things to do in the game is to go pool. Because everybody else is sitting there in the same spot the whole time. I get to run out into the zone and go find stuff for the group. Like, how is that not more fun? But if you have any kind of, my mana was hard to keep up because I'm always on the run and I'm never sitting and stuff. But as a Shadow Knight, who cares? Mostly there to tank. But here's that room. There's 3 in there. Okay, here's the bridge. We're up on the bridge. We had to jump up here. There'd be like a spawn every once in a while. Like there's one there. Now there's one there. They're a little bit spaced out. It's kind of cool. And there was a pather or something. That's why I got 2. I think I got 2 here. I always just jump down. I don't really worry about it. I think I was making sure I had it targeted instead of something else. Looks like we have a pop as well. So since they're already on that, and since I already have aggro, I went straight to that. All right. Now I think I switched to the caster here. That's another thing. You kind of got to know if a tank is like, I probably shouldn't have snared the Rosh. I probably should have snared the other one, but I didn't know that both of them were coming. I was trying to just get one when I pulled. But of course I'm going to switch to the healer or the caster. So just know that you probably already know that, but if I pull 2 and the caster is always going to be behind because it's casting and stuff, or I accidentally snared it instead of the other one or whatever. So if you see like one run through the door that's obviously not a caster, and I jump on it and I start hitting it, and then another one runs through the door and it's casting, it's obviously a caster, most of the time I'm going to switch to the caster as soon as it gets to us. But I'm not just gonna stand there and wait for it. I'm gonna be hitting the other one until it gets to us, and then I'm gonna switch to the other one when it gets to us. But there's the one I've been talking about that spawns outside of those rooms there. It's time to pull him. Nice little single pull. I don't know how you guys feel I did here. Rank me on the rate me out of 10 or something on my pulling abilities. I think I could have pulled a little bit more. I was trying my hardest to do it as fast as possible. It's like as soon as something dropped, I would run out and get the next thing. Or, I was never just sitting there. I was never AFK. Like I tried my hardest to like be bringing stuff at all times. But I think sometimes I played it a little bit too safe. I play this game way too safe sometimes. But hey, it's freaking EverQuest, man. You could die. Just out of nowhere. But here I'm having trouble keeping aggro. The rogue just kind of went to town right away. It's a little bit of a lower level null, so he's probably just destroying it. You know, I try, but hey. And look, he doesn't even really, like, his health isn't even getting touched too much, so I think I'm just overanalyzing it. No big deal that the rogue was getting hit a little bit. Looking around, making sure there's nothing out here. I would always sweep, because once I go through those doors, potential death. So anytime I could pull out here and not go through the doors, I was trying to do it. They were good at letting me know when something would pop. There's one by the door right now, as you can see, and I'm making sure to not get too close to it, because I don't. Why add one when we don't need to? Like, it's just standing there waiting patiently for us, so why attack it? Unless you're trying to keep from the other one spawning, like you're trying to keep it broke, maybe. But we should kill this one fast enough that, looks like he's backing off a little bit there. Maybe when he needs a heal, he backs off and lets me have the aggro. It's pretty smart. He was a good rogue. Everybody in this group was good. I have no complaints at all. Like, there was nothing happened at all that was, nobody did anything. Yeah, everybody was great. Dangles was a good healer. That was an awesome rogue right there. The Necro was good. Of course, Trey's always good. One little mishap that was kind of my fault, so no big deal there. All right, let's see if I keep aggro here. They told me to cast Disease Cloud, so that's what I was saying earlier, you guys. Let me know in the comments if I need snap aggro, what should I cast? Like right now, at my level. Like, don't tell me some spell that's level 50 spell. Like, I'm level 37 at the moment. Probably be 38 by the time I would do another group. 39, I think I get more spells. But let's say pre-39, what should I cast? They were telling me Disease Cloud. But then I read on the forum that Snare is pretty good as well. Maybe Life Tap. So I don't know. I was casting like Siphon Strength, and eventually they told me to do Disease Cloud, which I never would have thought of. It's like my lowest level dot. But I get it because it's low mana cost. And if it generates the same aggro as something with higher mana cost, then why not cast the low mana cost thing like over and over and over? But checking all my spots. It'd be nice to have a sow or something, but most of the time you're not going to have a sow inside of a dungeon. So couldn't find anything, but something popped back at the group, so that's good. Run back in, start whacking it with my big Abrams Axe of the Stoic. And it went down. All right, heading back through the doors because there's nothing outside of the doors. Okay, nothing's up in here. Head out here. There's one right on the other side of that door, so just know that. Seems like the doors are pretty good, like, you're never going to get aggro through a door. Like, I didn't feel like I ever got aggro through a door. So if you're trying to pull Splitpaw, I didn't ever find that I was getting aggro through the doors. All right, killed the pet real quick because I was waiting on the caster to get there. And he was kind of just standing in the doorway. Another thing I read on the forum is, like, what do you guys think about taunt? There's like a big debate on the forum. Like, it's not even, I couldn't even figure out which side to believe. Like, I'm kind of leaning towards you only taunt when you lose aggro, because that seemed like what most people were saying. But then there was like one or two people that were arguing with them about it. Like, why not push taunt all the time every 6 seconds? That way, their argument was, why not click it every 6 seconds? That way, if you lose aggro, you have a better chance of clicking taunt immediately when you need it. And the other people were like, taunt does nothing unless you need to get aggro back. So why are you clicking it? Why not click it when you lose aggro? I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about taunt. For most of us, we're level 37, 38, 35. We're clicking taunt all the time because we're trying to skill it up. But let's say your taunt's max skill. That's the debate. Like, of course you're going to click taunt all the time if you're trying to skill it up. But let's say your taunt's max skill, it's capped out for your level. You don't need to skill it up. Would you only click it when you lose aggro, or do you click it all the time every time it pops? Like, what do you guys do? Back in the day on my warrior. I would just click it all the time, so I don't know. But then I'm starting to read on the forums that it's not necessary. It doesn't do anything unless you click it. Like somebody else gets aggro, you click taunt. It's supposed to rip the aggro off of them and back to you, put you on top of the list. I think I'm rooted, I guess. Yeah, I hate being rooted. That was one of the worst parts. Because I couldn't do so much. Like, what am I supposed to do here? I cast spells on it, I guess? But I kept getting rooted. It's like the further you go in, the more likely you are to get rooted. And that was part of the trouble. I think when I die. I think I get rooted. I don't know. I don't think that's why I died, but getting rooted does suck. It sucks. One time I got rooted, and then like 3 of them ran over to the healer, and I felt so helpless. Like, what do I do here? I'm standing here rooted by the doors, and there's like 3 of them beating on our healer. Like, how I feel like so far away, and I can't get over there. So I just start casting like life taps over and over and over, trying to drop something. Might be on here, man. It's just like a lot of footage. I don't know if we're gonna be able to watch all of it today. So I might scrub through it here in a sec, but I wanted to show y'all like me learning the camp, and then I'll show you later on when I know. Like right now, I've never been down this hallway, so this is the first time you're seeing me ever go down this hallway. I've only pulled a couple things from the hallway so far, so go further down the hall. It's like adjacent to the bridge. There's only one left, so that's cool. Let's grab it. It's blue. Looks like not a caster. Pulling it back to the group, jumping off of the bridge, heading through the doors. Here it comes, just making sure it's still only one. I kind of like to do that. I'll check before, like, so if I'm pulling something from very far away and I've never pulled it before, I'll run about halfway back to the group, and before it gets into their aggro range, I'm gonna turn around and make sure it's still just one. Because what if there's freaking 50 on me? Like, I'm gonna either eat the death or feign death. I'm not bringing 50 back to the group. When you're a tank, you gotta have this mentality. Like, no, I'm not the freaking master tank giving all these tips and stuff. I'm just like telling y'all how I feel and how I think about it. But as a tank, you gotta be willing to eat a death if instead of killing your entire group. Like, it's not misery loves company. You can't be a tank if you're a misery loves company type of person. Like, oh, I died, so everybody else is gonna die. Like, oh, I got 50,000 of them on me. I'm just gonna bring them back to the group and kill everybody because we're all gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna die, so why not everybody else die too? Don't be a tank then, dude. Like, don't be a tank. Ideally, if you're the tank, you should be the first person dying. Like, you stand there and you take every freaking hit until you're 0 HP. And that's your job. So, that's why I check. So I pulled that one from way deep down that hallway. I run it all the way back. I don't go through the doors. I turn around, make sure it's still just one. And then I'll bring it to the group. If I had turned around and seen like 4, I would have tried to feign death. And then if that failed, I probably would have ate the death. Depends how many it is, you know. If it's only 2, I'd probably just bring it to the group. If it's 3, I'd be a snap judgment. I'd look at everybody's health. I'd look at my health. If it's 4, though, I'll probably eat the death or, you know, what it depends how the group is doing and stuff. I know we can handle 4. I might just bring it back, but clarity is gone. It's gonna get real now, they say. But yeah, shout out to Dangles and Twitty and Need Heal and Trey. It was a good group. I think eventually we get a full group, but then somebody leaves, so I don't know if we ever have like a full group. But as of right now, it's SK, Cleric, Mage, Rogue, Necro. Just pretty diverse. You got a tank, you got a healer, you got a bunch of damage dealers. Some of them being casters and one being a rogue. I don't get much better than that. We would need like a bard or an enchanter and it would be like a perfect group. Alright, so the front's starting to respawn again. I don't know if y'all need to see the front stuff, do you? I think I'm going to start skipping ahead. Alright, here we go. We're in the hallway. Oh, I went all the way to the door. You got to see that. Alright, where are we at? Somebody running around. You always love to see that. Oh, man. I wanted to... We're about to see think me pulling from pretty deep in there. Or I don't know if I pull anything, but this is the far. Oh, there's something up there. Okay. I don't think I can hit it from here, can I? Guess it saw me. Oh, you can hit it from there. That's cool. That's what you kind of want to do, but you don't want it to be too close to the three that are up there. So you kind of want it to be on the left side of the bridge, or so we don't need to. I'm gonna run in there and immediately go down the hallway. So we'll just watch this fight. The Rosh, I think, are healer, or is that a Necro? I think that's a Necro. Rosh is Necro, right? I think. But they can be all kinds of different classes. They can be every single class, I think. I wonder if there's a Bard or like a Ranger. All right, here we go. I think this is like as deep as I go. Right here. Like the entire video. There's nothing in there. There's usually three. So really got to split those. Those are the three that'll come if you pull the path or wrong. All right, there's staggered spawns here. Like, there we go. Okay. So that's not too deep. Those are just re-popping. Let's go ahead a little bit. Ooh! See, something always happens. As soon as I decide to skip forward, something freaking happens. So, I think that's where I die. How deep in is it? We're almost an hour in. Yeah, we gotta watch this. I think that's the most exciting thing that happens, though, so... Might just cut it there. Once I die, I do get a res. Eventually we have another rogue join. Maybe I'll show y'all that. I'll show you towards the end. I'm just killing the single spawn that popped in the hallway. Rogue has all kinds of aggro. What do rogues have? Don't they have something where they can mitigate that? Like evade or hide or something? Like I think he's begging. I think he has like a macro that does all the highest aggro stuff, dude. He's like disarming, begging, backstabbing all at the same time. So if you think it's my fault that I didn't have aggro the whole time, it was partially the rogue and how high level he was and all the cool stuff he was doing. And all right, so this is as deep as I ever go. There's a door down here, and I was scared to go through that door. I did not want to, especially like we have so many already. Oh, I do go through it. Okay, and I feigned death. So I probably could have brought that back to the group. I just didn't. It surprised me, and I didn't know how many it was gonna be. They're all melee too. I probably could have brought those back. But you never know. Like you just see like multiples rushing you. I was trying to stand back up and get one, you know, but it didn't happen. By the time I get to that door anyway, like everything's repopping, so that's kind of the you know, that's what I decided. I decided, you know, it's not worth going through that door because we already have so many in the rotation, and we don't really need. See, here these are popping already. It's no big deal. I don't need to go through that door. Even though we could have handled it, I feel. It was only 3. Like, I'm pulling 3 right now, so... Feigning death, though. Alright, it failed. Or no, it just fizzled or something. Alright, see, there it failed. I think I just bring them. It's just 3. But I was trying to break it. No big deal. I think that's probably the worst pull I did the whole time. But it's not bad. Depends how much... If, like, the cleric had 20 mana, that would have been a bad pull. But I think we were good. We just did a couple solo pulls in a row. They probably wanted more 3 pulls. I just didn't. I wasn't confident enough to be pulling 3 back to the group. I think it shows more skill if you're pulling 1 at a time back. Of course, you get way more experience if you're pulling 2, 3 back, but you kind of got to get the vibe of the group first, and I never... If we had been grouping for 3, 4 hours straight, by the 3rd and 4th hour, I probably would have been pulling 3 at a time. I probably would have been going through that door way back there. I probably would have been going across the bridge. Like, you got to check the temperature of the group and know what they can handle or not handle, and sometimes that takes an hour or 2. So I was more interested in like getting a route down and breaking it and pulling back 1 at a time and making sure nobody died and make sure everybody had consistent experience and making sure I didn't like go out and come back with nothing. And instead of being more, you know, some tanks love pulling. They want to get as much experience for the group as they can, which is cool. Like that's cool too. But I feel like I have the group's lives in my hands, and I don't want to kill anybody. And that's kind of my main. And this guy, I don't know. I guess he's looking for a group. I don't know what he was doing there, but I think he might just be trying to get deeper in. There is a couple camps in here, right? There's like what's it called? There's like a robe of Ishva. The Ishva, no, the Ishva something. Some people camp that. I think there's a couple things he drops too. It's not just the robe, but the robe's the main thing people want. It's got a lot of charisma. It's really good for enchanters. I think my enchanter's wearing it. So there's trying to get that monk in the group, but I don't think he ever joins. Maybe he's like too high of a level or something. There is. I want to show y'all like you've pretty much seen everything now. Like that's it's just gonna be repeats of the same route now. So I really just kind of want to show you the death. Maybe show you like towards the end when we have different people in the group. Here's the front one spawning again. I mean, you guys don't need to see that. That's like the easiest stuff to pull. See if I can find some cool stuff. I didn't loot one time. That's another thing. Like, I don't know how people have time to loot. You have to be a certain class to have time to loot. You know what I mean? Like, as a tank, I never have time to loot. As a shaman, I never have time to loot. My necro never grouped, so he didn't really have to worry about it. My enchanter felt like I barely ever had time to loot. Like, who has time to loot? Maybe like a rogue, a mage, a wizard, a cleric maybe, but a cleric's got to be sitting on his butt. He don't have time to stand up and loot. With my tank, with this Shadow Knight, I'm always running out to get more stuff. I don't have time to like sit there and loot stuff. With my shaman, I was always candy dancing or healing or keeping up with buffs or keeping track of my pet. Like there was never time to loot. I had to sit and meditate like every second I had because it was so busy. Then on my enchanter, normally when I'm in a group, I have something charmed. So if I'm not meditating, I'm doing crowd control. If I'm not doing crowd control, a pet's breaking and coming and punching me in the face and I have to recharm it, re-put it back where it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like, if you've never played an enchanter, it's not like easy to sit there and you don't just sit there and meditate and then stand up and blast. Like if you're a good enchanter, you're charming something. It's helping the group fight, and then you're also mezzing and crowd control and keeping up with buffs and it's barely anything. Like if out of all of my characters though, that's probably the one I had the most time to loot would be my enchanter. But still, like wasn't that much time. Like I'd stand up and loot every once in a while. If everything was under control and I had just recharmed my pet and I had full mana or something, like maybe I would loot. But who has time to loot, dude? You got to be like a melee with no mana, like a monk, a rogue, or you're just greedy or selfish. Like I don't know. Like I never had time. I was always doing my job. I didn't have time to loot stuff. I was busy doing my job on all of my classes. Like I can't think of one time I grouped where I was running around looting stuff. But there are classes that can. Like it'd be fun to play one of those one of these days, like a rogue or something, or a wizard or something like that. I feel like with the wizard though, you got to be meditating like the whole time. Why are you standing up and breaking that? You got to be meditating, or else you're not gonna have enough mana to do anything. So I don't know why you're standing up and running over and looting stuff. I know it takes just a second, but how many times are you doing that? And how many seconds is that? And how many times could you got to tick a mana? I don't know. I just like there's other ways to get plat than like most of my characters can solo. So if I'm looking for plat, I'll just go kill guards or something, or I'll go camp something, or. But I get it, man. If you're certain classes, you need somebody to loot. Like that's part of your job. I think like the rogue should be looting and then splitting up the loot amongst the whole party, or maybe the necro, maybe the mage. I don't know. Trey did loot a little bit for us, which I appreciate. I feel like I never have time to loot. I don't know on any of my classes. All right, we're going through the door, so we'll watch this. We'll see what happens, and then I gotta skip ahead. We gotta find this death. So I definitely ate shit one time. Che, it was a 2.5 hour group in a place I've never been, and I was probably the lowest level in the group, and I only ate shit once, and no one else died at all. So you feel like good job. You know, job complete. Like nobody died in the group. Everybody got positive experience. All right, here's that door again. See, I'm too chicken to go through it. I like showing this, like everybody that was in my group gets to see like where I was going, what I was doing, type stuff. I'm always looking around. I didn't see anything through the doors that I felt comfortable doing, so now I'm going back to the front to see if I can find anything back here. There's got to be something. There's so many things on the rotation. There's no way. So there's something was up there. And then something popped, so that's great. So we don't need to watch that. All right, another one popped at the group. I feel like if I'm not out there pulling, like, you guys have seen it. What happened in here? Looks like I'm rooted. It's a Nishmosh, no, kill it. But I'm sitting here rooted. See what I mean? Like, being rooted sucks. Look how long it takes, too. So I decided, hey, I can meditate for once. I'm rooted. I never get to meditate. All right, we're going back out. This is the front, so who cares about that? Got one. It's a Rosh. No big deal. Okay, we got a couple here. I think the ones at the L are lower level, maybe? They come from the front of the zone, usually. Still gave experience, though. I don't want to see me head through those doors, because everything else is kind of like, I've seen it before. All right, I'm going to hop up on the bridge, it looks like. Takes a couple hops. You got to hop up on the rock, then you got to hop up on the bridge. Nothing in there. So let's go down the hallway, see if we can find anything down the hallway. Hopefully this helps somebody out there if you want to tank Splitpaw. This is just the entrance group, pretty much. Entrance a little bit further in, but not, it's not like baby booty butt wipe entrance, but it's probably this 1.5. Yeah, we're not in the very front of the zone, but we're not quite to the next portion of the zone either. We're just standing right before the doors, sitting right before the doors. Which ended up being a good idea. If we had been way back in that other room, I think it would have been. I think it's better that they're sitting right outside those doors. That way, if I have like 3 on me, I don't get rooted and they beat the crap out of me when I'm running all the way back to that safe room. So I kind of like where they sat for real. What am I going to use as a thumbnail? Maybe my death? I want to see if it's cool enough. Maybe the bridge. It's got to be something, man. It's got to be something cool. That's like most of the battle. Knowing is half the battle. Like, thumbnails are half the battle, dudes. If I don't get a cool thumbnail, it's lights out. I feel like that's, YouTube for me. If thumbnail sucks, strike 1. If title sucks, strike 2. If the video is dark, strike 3. You know? So you gotta have all that stuff. Video's gotta be bright. You have to have a good thumbnail, and you gotta have a good title. You gotta at least have 2 out of those 3, or else your video is gonna take a dump. Like, if your thumbnail sucks, why are they clicking on it? Unless your title's like amazing. If they click on it and it's like dark as hell and the audio sounds like crap, they're just gonna click off it immediately, which doesn't even really count. Let's do a secret word today, y'all. What have I said that you could put as a secret word? I didn't say anything too funny this time, did I? Hmm. I don't know. Just put Paul. I guess a lot of people could put Paul. So what's else? What's another thing that's got a paw? Who's got a paw? Papaw? Put papaw. If you listened in this far and you didn't skip to the end to try to see if I did a secret word, put papaw in the comments. And then I'll know you were listening to this part and watching the whole thing, because this ain't quite the end, but we're getting close. All right, we got multiple on us. We got a caster. It's running over to Trey. Boom, it drops. I said, don't touch my friend, fool. And I killed it all by myself. All right, I got both of them on me, just double checking. It's kind of hard to tell. Sometimes I wish I did it like a different view. I know I do first person quite a bit, but with the big fat ogre, it's kind of hard to get a cool camera angle. Plus on like P99, I feel like there's slightly different camera angles than like other... I don't know. All right, no aggro on me at all. All right, come on, buddy. Get it. Get it. You're letting it beat on everybody. Ideally, the mobs would never go in that like dirt right there. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to keep them out of the dirt. That's like the goal. It's like the end zone. They can't. I don't want let them run the ball into that dirt into the end zone where all the other group members are sitting. All right, it's just at the front of the zone. It's just one. It's going too smooth. Looks like I got two on me. I need a macro too. I got to get a macro to say incoming, yada, yada, yada. I used to have that back in the day, but I guess I only got one. I did better than I thought I did. Sorry about the audio, y'all. I think I'm going to do, what am I doing next? Me and Trey duo in here. So, I don't know. Maybe I should probably do something in between that so you don't have Splitpaw back to back, but I've never done Splitpaw before, so I think it's interesting. All right, I never went across that bridge. So a couple things that I never did. Like when you jump up on this bridge, I never went all the way down this hallway and went through the door. Like I opened the door one time and three things rushed me and I feigned death. That was the only time I opened that door. Something would pop or there'd be something else to pull. I would never make it all the way down this hallway and open that door. We never got to that point except for that one time where I feigned death. The other thing is I never went across the other bridge. Like all the way across to the other side. I'd pull the stuff from the other side with a spell, but I never set foot on that bridge at all. That's pretty much the entrance group in a nutshell there, I feel. You know, you kill the two at the front, you kill the next two, the one in the side room, the three where we're standing that pop on us, the two by the door, you go through the door, you do the three in there, the one that paths on top of the bridge that's above you. You go through the door, the next door, there's one there. You go through the next door, around the pillar to the bridge. There's one there on that side of the bridge, on the near side. And then you go back in, you pull the two from across the bridge on the other side of the bridge. And then you jump up on this bridge. You go to the left down the hallway. You pull all the single spawns in the hallway all the way to the door. And then you come back and do the room with three in it across the bridge right there where I was just looking. And that's about it. That's really all you need. It's a lot of stuff. So I never went all the way down the hallway and opened the door and pulled anything from in that door. And I never went in that door and went across the bridge and pulled anything from across the bridge. It's just never a need. Something would pop, just like you're seeing. By the time I would decide to go that far, it would never be needed. Something would be up and popped. But let's go see what we can see. I gotta figure out when I die, because I think that's about enough of me pulling Splitpaw. We're getting singles. It's easy. We're doing good. I'd love to do like a freaking 2.5 hour video, but I'd rather do live commentary and rather have the game audio be working and stuff. So let's get this wrapped up. Let's figure out where I die. I don't know. We haven't seen. Okay. How many do I got on me here? Up, just one. What a good pool. Is that the same one? Potentially. All right, just one again. What do I got on me this time? Just one again. Look at that guy. Pool! You guys are so good and broke. Only one are coming at a time. This might be a pop, or might have attacked the healer. Okay. Front of the zone stuff. The single pool. Oh no, that's a bunch. Okay, how'd that happen? Go back a little bit. Just try to get you all the coolest pools and coolest situations. Alright, we pulled one from the front of the zone. We probably destroy it. And then the next pool is the one where we get multiples. So we'll check that out. Keep an aggro, keep an aggro, keep an aggro. But the rogue is okay. Another thing, like just being with the same people, like they'll figure out how, like, oh, maybe I should wait a little bit before I start attacking. Oh, maybe I should hit evade more. Oh, maybe I should stop attacking every once in a while and then start back up. I don't know. Like the rogue was probably learning as he was going as well, just learning my abilities and everybody else's in the group. And all right, nothing at the front. We gotta head back through the doors. Wonder what they was all thinking as I was running back and forth. Finally loot something. Sometimes like the corpses get in my way. Like I'm trying to target stuff, target the right stuff, taunt the right stuff, be on the right one, and there's just corpses laying all over the place. So, like I was saying earlier, it's not that I don't want anybody to loot or that I don't think people should have time to loot or anything like that. I don't, is all I'm saying. Like I wish there wasn't bodies laying there. So sometimes I do /hide corpse all. All right, we got 3 of them. It was that little room to the right on top of the bridge. So I'm kind of waiting for the caster. I think I like waited a little bit too much there. I should have been hitting the other ones. But I got all 3 on me, so that's cool. I also don't want to be too close to the door because stuff could pop. But I'm trying to keep it far away from everybody else. I'm trying to keep all 3 on me. I'm trying to keep all 3 not close to the rest of the group. But also I don't want to be like too close to the doors either. Those are all the things that are going through my head. I'm trying to get aggro back off the rogue. I'm trying to corner of my eye, make sure the other 2 are still on me. Okay, they are, see? So that's not bad. That felt like pretty good there. So that's part of tanking. Like, just because the one we're fighting isn't on me, the other 2 were on me. So the other 2 are beating my face in from the side, while the rogue was getting aggro on the one that we were actually targeting. Here, this one, I don't know what I'm doing, why I'm not running over there to help Trey. Huh. Well, they killed it, so it's fine. I don't know why I did that there. I don't know if I saw it for real. Alright, Dangles has 20 mana. So you see, should I have been pulling 3 at a time every single time? Like, the times that I did would run the group out of mana, then we would have had to have meditated. So it could be that I was pulling perfectly for this group's abilities. I don't know, I overanalyze shit. But 20 mana, that means we're going to have to sit here for a minute. They took a AFK. I'm pulling stuff from the front of the zone because it's easy. Did it again. Going through the doors. All right, this stuff's popping. I'm going to pull it as soon as I can. That way I don't get 3. So there was only 2 up. I got rooted. I think this is where it attacks the cleric. There's not much I could do here. I'm rooted. So as soon... Ooh, and then one pops. We got 3 on us. Staying on the healer. Or the caster, whatever it is. And then it runs away. I don't know what to do here. I'm rooted. I cannot do anything. So this sucks. It sucks as a tank. Like I can't. Somebody would have to bring it back to me. There's nothing I can do. They said to back them up, and but I'm rooted. Can't do anything. I'm trying to just blast the niche with Ooh, this was a bad. Like stuff started popping. Another one popped there and started attacking Trey. I told them I'm rooted. I hope they saw that and didn't think I was just standing there like an idiot. I'm just life tapping. I don't know what else to do. The group pretty much had to fend for themselves. One's rooted there, I guess. Somebody got it rooted, so that was nice. It's like they're doing all right without me. I'm trying, dude. Not much I can do when I'm rooted. I don't even know what you do in this situation. Like, there's nothing. I can't do anything. It sucks. I'm trying to type to him like I'm not just standing over here not helping. I'm trying. Ooh, life tap knocked him down. See, there's one still on me. At least I'm helping with that. Got one beating me in the back the whole time. I'm kind of doing a little bit of crowd control. Okay, root finally drops. All right, here I come to save the day. Taunting, which didn't do anything. All right, there it goes. Maybe he rooted it. When something's rooted, it's whoever's closest gets the aggro, right? Or something like that. Now I'm out of mana because I just shot life taps. My life depended on it. Dangle's about 50%. Alright, we killed another one. That one's rooted. I think we're good. I'm taking a little circle to see what's going on. Alright, and I just chill. Why not? It's rooted. There's no need to jump on it right away. Cleric's probably got low. Cleric's 50% HP. I got no mana. Why not just let him stand there for a sec? I could be taunting, I guess. To make sure it doesn't, bad timing on pops, yep. Alright, Dangles has 30% mana, that's good enough. Everybody waited, that was good. Yeah, hopefully they see, like, I was rooted that entire time. I couldn't do anything, except for keep the one on me that was beating on my back, and then shoot life taps. I didn't know what else to do. I could have shot maybe some more dots, or maybe I could have sent some HP to somebody, but I don't know. I'd have to get in my book and get that out. And it's really weak anyway. Probably wouldn't have helped at all. Alright, so I'm probably going to med for a bit because that was a big fight. Killed like 5 there. A single popping at the door. Runs right over to the necro or whatever. There, I got aggro. I feel like it's easier to get aggro back off of like a caster or a healer than it is to get off that rogue. It's way harder to get the aggro off that rogue. It's like he's almost trying to get it. Like that. Sometimes I think sometimes melee do that on purpose. They just want to see like, am I kicking ass? Am I kicking so much ass that this tank can't keep aggro? And they just see how much they can do it. Which I get it. I'd probably do that every once in a while, but alright, so I think we had a big fight. We had to meditate. People went AFK and stuff. I'm pulling the front of the zone, no big deal there. Single pulls. Alright, I'm jumping on the bridge. I think this is it, y'all. Maybe. Oh crap, I'm already talking about leaving. I hope I caught the death on here. Sure I did. I'll have to go find it if not. I recorded like the whole session, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, a lot of people do solo on P99. I'm definitely guilty of it. I solo 90-something% of the time. If you look back through all my videos, I would say at least 75% of it's solo, and then I duo like once a week. So it depends what you consider duoing. But I would say, yeah, 75% solo, 20% duo or trio, and then like 5% of the time I'm in a group. It's fun though. I like switching it up. I like being in a group. I'm just not like super social, and like I'm afraid. I think it's partially like I don't, being solo, it doesn't matter. Like no one's seeing you fight, no one's judging you, no one's, it is harder to solo, but it's, you know what I'm saying. Like you gotta be on your. When you're in a group, you just want to be doing good. So you kind of practice solo, and then but you got to be in groups often to be a good grouper. You can't just solo all the time either. So it's kind of like a conundrum. That's why I haven't raided yet. I want to know my role on a raid. I want to like raid. I want to be like the class that does nothing on a raid, just to be like a fly on the wall to see like how it goes down. Sure, there's guides out there and they'll tell you what to do beforehand, but I'm super cautious with that. I don't want to like Leroy Jenkins a raid or something. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to screw up or do something wrong. So eventually, one of these days, before I'm done with YouTube, I'm hoping we get at least some sort of raid on video. But it's going to be me researching it a lot and playing a class that doesn't have to do very much. And then one of these days I'll get in there and be doing the most. All right, we got one on us. Is this where I die? Ooh, I'm rooted. Yep, I'm rooted. It's because it was that mage pet, dude. So I pull it. It's a mage, and then it has an earth pet. So that was horrible because it just kept rerouting me over and over and over. And I'm so far from the group right now. They would have to jump up on they would have to know where I'm at, first of all. They don't know where I'm at. Second of all, they'd have to be able to jump up on that bridge. I'm just hoping this route breaks right now. Now I got 3 on me with 2 pets. And 3 casters. They're all casters. There was no freaking way. So let's watch that again, because that's pretty much where it failed. I don't know if I have another chance at feigned death. I think I'd maybe. Nah, I'm going to die. Bang. That might be the thumbnail right there. Well, those feet. All right, let's check that out again, since we got the Jod Madden replay. Can check it out again. See if I can go ahead a little bit. All right, there's where it happens. There's where feigned death fails. All right, I guess we'll have to watch this fight again. I'll put it in. Let's put it in 2 times for this. And then I'll put it in like slow-mo for the death. Hopefully you can't see that. Let's take it off there for now. Do this fight. All right, here it comes. Speed. All right, we're jumping up there. Got it in 0.25 speed. All right, let's get it a little bit faster till we get to the pool. It's going to happen pretty quick. Why'd it go back to that? All right, I got it in 0.25. So I'm in the hallway to the left of the bridge, up on the bridge. I look around the corner and I only see one, you know? Like right here, if we pause, it's just one there. But he has I don't know if I saw the earth pet like right away. Like it's hiding behind the knoll there. So around the corner I see one. And I think I know it's a caster and I know it has a pet, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together. It's kind of blending into the wall, really. It's like camouflaged. So I didn't really know exactly what that pet was. And then it's just rushing me. All right? So now I know, but now I'm like, oh crap, it's an earth pet. So I turn around to run away. I start running a little bit. Before I can even get around the corner for real, boom, I'm rooted right there. Rooted by the earth pet. Or maybe the rush. Your feet sink into the ground. So now I'm rooted, but I'm still okay. I got 80% health. I think there's only one on me. Like, why would I feign death right there, you know? I have no idea. I'm trying to turn around and see what's up. I turn around to see what's up. This is what I see. Okay, we got 2 on me now with an earth pet. I still feel like, oh, I could probably survive this. I just need this root to break, and then I can run these 2 back to the group. I still got 80% health. You know, I am worried now that I know it's an earth pet. Like, oh, crap. I got rooted. But I'm hoping the root breaks, and I can run it back to the group. I'm standing there. I'm not even attacking or anything. I'm hoping this root breaks, and I want to be facing the right way when it breaks, you know? So I can just run off. So it's blinking. The root's blinking. That means it's about to end. So that's why I'm facing that way. I want to run as soon as possible, as soon as that root breaks. So when it's blinking, that means it's going to end any second, right? So I'm waiting, waiting, waiting. They're bashing me in the back. I'm still not losing too much health, though. It still feels all right. Let's wait for this route to, be over, and then I'll run it to the group. I'm not even saying anything yet. I think I said 2. But other than that, I still think I'm all right. All right, we need to speed this up a little bit. 0.5 maybe. So I'm rooted forever. I'm losing health. Now I'm down to 70. I don't even know. I'm still looking. Like in slow-mo, it looks like I'm just looking away from them forever. But root breaks. Root breaks. Okay, I've still got over 50% health. So, do I take off running? I get rooted again. Pretty much immediately. Bang. Not much I can do. Now I see 3 and 2 pets. So I'm trying to cast Feign Death. I'm casting Feign Death. Let's see. This is right before. Looks like one of them's casting, though. They got the, looks like some sort of disease they're casting. Maybe this one? So, what happened? Did it fail? I regain and begin casting. Not sure what happened there. I guess I got blasted. Yep. Look, I'm on the ground and I got hit. Oh, I wish I could go frame by frame because I mean they're all look at this guy. This guy's casting. This guy hit me with something. They got the one pet that's casting on me. Like it's almost impossible. They're all 3 casters, dude. This one's obviously casting, right? This one could be casting as well. This one's definitely casting. They're all casting. Like that's a nightmare scenario for a Feign Death. This health, it sucks. So they hit me while I'm on the ground. That's like, no way you're getting the Feign Death. So I sit up immediately, pretty much, but I'm still rooted. Now they're all 3 hitting me. I mean, what do you do here? There's 5 things hitting me, 4 of them casting. So I don't even feel bad about this death. There was pretty much nothing I could do. I got rooted almost immediately by the pet. I mean, I could have feigned death maybe slightly sooner and only had 2 things casting on me, but what are you going to do there? You know what I mean? But that's probably make for a good ending of the video. I think one person did gain. Like, they rezzed me. Somebody in the group rezzed me. I think the rogue. Yeah, Need Heal said, give me consent, and he'll drag me. So I consented him, and then they healed me. Shout out to, I guess it wasn't Need Heal. Somebody had a cleric. I don't know if it was Need Heal or not. I don't want to say it is, because that means, So I think it was a different rogue that had a cleric. Alright. I don't know. I don't know. Don't be watching telling. I'm not snitching on anybody. It was some other rogue that has a cleric. I don't know. But yeah, I'm back now. I got a good res, and I think I'm back in the wrong speed. We're almost done with this video, y'all. I'm sorry. But yeah, we got Splitpaw entrance one more time, but it's like duo, and I know more about it and stuff like that, and I think it's pretty cool to do one more time. And then if I show Splitpaw again, I'll either be soloing or deeper in, or doing some sort of camp. But eventually we get like another rogue, so that's probably who the cleric was, for real. Ooh, there's that mage. I get revenge, y'all. I get revenge. Or I think I do. I definitely get revenge eventually, because I remember saying it. Oh, I said it right there. So we already got our revenge. So I do pull that successfully. Here it is. Look. This time I cast on the pet, and I just run immediately. And I made it through the doors. I get rooted, but it's way out here, so it's fine. So here's my revenge. Multiples did come. These are the ones that killed me. I got to show the group, like, hey, these are the things that killed me. Like, look at all the casters and pets and stuff. Like, I'm not an idiot. It just was a terrible, hard situation. But yeah, we had a rogue join, Kuthazak. But, or eventually we have a rogue join. I think Kuthazak is the Necro, maybe. The pets on him. I don't really consider that a huge deal. It's dead already. But we have to leave, like, I can't play more than, like, 2-3 hours usually. And I told him way ahead of time, and I looked for a replacement. I try, man. You know, it sucks when somebody leaves a group, but I think it depends on the etiquette. Like, how long were they in the group? The longer they were in the group, the more leeway you give them for leaving. Um, you know, do they look for a replacement? How soon before they have to leave do they let you know that they're leaving so you can look for a replacement so you know that they're leaving? There's definitely a lot of etiquette in this game that some people don't even know about or follow, or you just don't think it's a big deal. But if I'm going to be leaving a group, I like to tell them about 30 minutes before I'm leaving. And then I will look myself, at least a little bit, for my own replacement. So I'm giving you a 30-minute notice that I'm leaving, so you can look for a replacement. And then while in that 30 minutes, I'll be also looking at least a little bit. You know, I'm not like scouring. I definitely try, but I'm not scouring all of Norath for my replacement. But I might look in Southern Karana. I might look for warriors, shadow knights, and paladins. I'm not going to just leave you high and dry for sure. But I think adequate notice. I know it's not always possible. Like, things happen in life and you have to get off the game immediately. But if you know you're done playing at a certain time, you should tell people in your group. Like, I would say about 30 minutes before, 20 minutes, 15 minutes at least, something like that. Then look for your replacement. At least try. And then try not to like join a group and then leave it 15 minutes later and stuff like that. Like, that sucks. Some people just all they care about is themselves, you know. They'll join a group and then they'll get a 20 minutes later, some other group will say, "Hey, you want to go somewhere way more awesome?" And then they'll just leave. But people remember that, you know. I'll remember your name if you're a jerk and do stuff like that. See, I'm gonna remember these people, Dangles, Need Heal. I'm gonna remember those two and like, hey, they were awesome. But if somebody had joined, been weird, and then left 15 minutes later, I'd remember that too and be like, hey, let's not let them join next time. You know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna cut it there, y'all. Hopefully you had fun watching. I know the audio was kind of a thing. There's always something with my stupid recordings. I'm gonna try to record more. Try to get you guys like 2 videos a week now, at least. So it's every mother effing Wednesday, like always, and that's not gonna stop at least for the next month or two. Um, and then I'm thinking Saturdays. So Wednesday and Saturday. Look forward to some videos, maybe even Thursday, but for now, I think it's going to be Wednesday and Saturday. So make sure you subscribe, because I know when it's every freaking Wednesday, you probably don't even need to subscribe. You just know to check the channel on Wednesdays. But I would definitely suggest subscribing, because I could be putting out stuff on Thursdays, Saturdays, you never know. And if you don't like the Shadow Knight, it's not just going to be Shadow Knight for the next 3 years straight. Like, I'm going to play something else. Just to see, it's so easy to jump on and show you what I'm doing at the time on my Shadow Knight, and I'm having fun on the Shadow Knight, so it's been Shadow Knight back to back to back to back to back for the last like 6 months. But definitely still Enchanter out there. Definitely still have my 60 Necro. Um, Hardcore Paladin. I'm going to do a Cleric where I group only experience. All kinds of stuff planned, but my main focus and goal is to just get you that video every single Wednesday and try to add another one in there. Then once I have 2 going consistently, give you something different class. But I really appreciate you watching. Like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot. Tell your good about the channel, comment below. And I'll see y'all next time. If you want to help your brother out, super thanks. Shout out to DC and Chad for the super thanks. I really do appreciate it. Helps a ton. Helps me keep going. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to keep doing this, y'all. It's kind of on the tail end of everything, but it definitely helps a lot to make a little bit so I can keep it going. Would love to get a better computer. Would love to be on Quarm. Would love to get like a PlayStation 5, but is what it is. Guys, you're great. Thanks for watching. Next up, probably duoing and Splitpaw, but maybe I'll try to fit something else in between so you don't have to watch Splitpaw back to back. But I'm going to be duoing tomorrow and recording something. And I got one in the bank of me and Trey duoing here. I've been killing Misty guards still. Like, I love that camp so much. I'm going to experiment with that camp. Maybe I can show that to you. I'm going to try, like, Budo and the other guard. And I'm going to try the gate, probably. And then EQ emulation. said that I can go into Rivervale. I didn't know that. I don't know much about the Misty Thicket guards, dude. So I'm really just dipping my toe in and trying things, and eventually I'll know everything about it because I'm probably gonna. But I also want to do Karana guards, and I got to do those pretty soon because I'm almost level 38. I think I'm like halfway through 37. But I really love my camp there in Misty. Just I don't even care that I can kill the gate guards or go in Rivervale or kill more guards. I like the fact that I can kill the two. No one ever kills them. I have 20 minutes in between to go do other things in real life. I don't have to come back immediately when my timer goes off or else. I get 10 plat spears every single time. Like experience, experience, experience. Went from 32 to almost 38 now. Like I like it. So I like my camp. Whether it's the right one or not, the right guards or not, I could do more or not. Like I don't care. I like the ones I'm doing. But I'm gonna try to add the rest and see what's up. But yeah, that's it for now. See y'all. Have a great one. You're the best. Peace out.